Hello, everyone. My name is Alexia, and today I will be talking about the issue with adolescent drinking. What is the issue with adolescent drinking? Adolescent alcohol prevention programs focus on physical change of addiction instead of focusing on psychological changes and the permanent damages in the brain, which is the main concern here. It is found that 30% of people in the US will qualify as having AUD, alcohol use disorder, at some point in their life. 70% of those people stop drinking naturally, and 25% of those people will get some sort of treatment. There needs to be more focus on informing adolescents of the psychological changes and damages in the brain that come with drinking and finding the determinants of why people drink and addressing those things. In the first article, researchers explored how adolescents view the definition of addiction and how that associates with substance use behaviors. It was found that 68% of adolescents define addiction as a physical change, and 65% defined it as a psychological change. Adolescents who viewed addiction as a psychological change were less likely to use substances. Research shows that informing young adults of possible health harms is not enough to prevent substance use. This study shows that informing them of psychological changes instead is much more effective, because it's found that people who are addicted usually associate addiction symptoms with symptoms that they do not have, as in those physical changes with like liver problems and other health problems that are out in the future, and they know of them, but it's not like personal. But psychological changes, as in loss of self-control, brain dependency on substance, severe craving, it's more personal and they don't want to associate with that. So adolescents need tangible examples that help them understand the surreal psychological changes that are caused by addiction. In the second article, researchers researched the role that microglia has in how it's affected by adolescent drinking. So the softness in the adolescent brain is so vulnerable during this developing stage in life, so it's so vulnerable that the alcohol that is consumed during that period really can damage the microglia. Microglia is the part of the brain responsible for regulating brain development, damage control the brain's survival, and control how the brain responds to infections and diseases. Alcohol consumption at an early age can affect the microglia priming abilities, which can cause the immune memory to not function properly, leading to long-lasting effects on the brain. Microglia not functioning properly affects the brain's development and the brain's ability to build immunity against substances like alcohol, and the brain's ability to combat other diseases in the future. The third article searches for the determinants of why students use neuroenhancement substances. They did a questionnaire with students in high school and in universities, trying to determine what leads them to use NES. There has been an increase in use of neuroenhancement substances, and through this research, it was found that the determinants of that is motivation, vigilance, concentration, productivity, learning time, and mood. This information, along with other information on the determinants of NES use, can be applied in intervention and rehabilitation programs, as well as prevention programs. Students who were prescribed medication for cognition and focus were considered to have intentional behavior. Students who were not prescribed and used had lower behavioral control. So the conclusion is, informing adolescents of psychological changes and damages that happen in the brain has been shown to be more effective than informing them about those physical changes. Majority of people eventually solve AUD problems. So the biggest concern of drinking is the aftermath of AUD, the permanent damages to the brain, as we discussed in microglia, and those psychological changes. People need to be informed of how serious those damages are. Students, parents, and teachers. There needs to be more resources to address the determinants of why people drink. And that is my conclusion. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.